Hey there, Greg Smith here, and in this video we're going to have a look at how to control the arc of your golf swing. So if you watched the previous video, we were talking about this arc of the golf swing and why it's so critical towards hitting consistent shots and getting a consistent ball flight. In this video we're going to have a look at the technical aspects of the swing to allow you to control this arc. So let's get started. Okay, so if we have a look at this shot I've just hit down, we've got a lovely swing direction here, look, 0.0, and if I bring this up here we can see, so the arc of swing 0.0, so absolutely bang on line with the target. There'll be a little bit of a downwards hit with that one, so the club path won't be perfectly square to the target, but what I've done there is I've managed to create an arc that's square to the target, so I can then play around with this arc. If I can consistently reproduce this arc, I can play around with it in order to achieve my ideal ball flight. So if we run the swing through, what we're going to see with this shape of swing is a common trait that we'll see with a lot of top tour pros in terms of how the shaft works, and we'll see we've got a very steep club shaft going back into the halfway backswing position, so the club shaft's aligned with the right arm and the actual angle of the shaft is pointing midway between the ball and the feet. We'll run up to the top of the backswing and then we'll compare that backswing line with the downswing line, and we'll see there's quite an acute shallowing of the club shaft here. So as we draw a line on the club shaft here, we can see that the club shaft coming down is on a shallower plane than what it went back on. And we'll see with most amateur golfers, they'll do the reverse of this. They'll do the shallow to steep, whereas a lot of the top tour pros will see getting that steep to shallow sort of shape. And that's what allows them to initially to get the club working more from the inside of the golf ball, but also to be able to time it well to get the positions correct, to get a control over their swing direction. Okay, so to surmise then, the majority of amateur golfers will make the shallow to steep motion, so the club shaft will flatten going back and then steepen on the way down, and that's the over the top motion, so a real big shifter plane going back and coming through. The top golfers will create the steep to shallow motion, so a steep shaft angle going back, club shaft aligned with the right arm pointing midway between the ball and the feet. Then as it goes up to the top and starts to come down, we see a shallowing of the plane, allowing that club to approach the ball from the inside, but more importantly it's going to be a lot more consistent and repeatable. So even if the club shaft doesn't shallow massively, as long as the planes are relatively similar, then you're going to have a simple motion, and it means you're going to be able to control your arc of swing. So if you can control your arc of swing, then parameters such as club path, face angle, attack angle are going to be a lot easier to control, and then you can have control over the ball flight. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. Also, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.